Good morning, and thank you very much for having me on this.
Let me start by asking you this question. When you saw the list, you saw the names of the nominees. What came to your mind? Were you surprised, disappointed, or it was expected? Your thought on this?
Well, for me, I will not say I'm actually disappointed per se. One of the reasons why I would say that is that before now, I wasn't expecting anything extraordinary because I know very well most times you ended up seeing the Ministerial list that is a watch with politicians, and at the same time, more like a compensating list for people that have worked with whoever emerges as the president. So when I saw the list, although I saw some level of inclusion that actually I wasn't expecting, but at the same time, if you look at it all, I think it's not something that actually caught me on the head.
All right. So a critical look at the list shows a mixed bag of politicians, technocrats, and some are saying that this really reflects national character. But some Nigerians, their major concern now is that which many Nigerians are talking about is that is this not a reflection of loyalty over competence, as in the case of the president rewarding those who supported his emergence at the 2023 polls? What's your thoughts on this?
So if we have to look at it critically, if we want to talk about compensating, looking at it from the angle of compensating people that were loyal to the president in the campaign process, and people are saying, okay, is it more like actually taking loyalty over competence? I think I beg to disagree.
Okay.
And one of I would say that is the fact that let's look at the politicians that are actually on the list. Nyesom Wike remains one of the best governors for the 4 years, in the last 4 years of his reign. The man is not just called Mr. Project or nothing. He's even one of the presidents that actually brought to light the accrued 30% derivation that was paid to all producing states. Because when people ask him, where are you getting all the funds that you are using for developmental projects in your state? He mentioned that all thanks to the last president, that President Muhammadu Buhari, for actually paying the arrears of the derivation, 30% derivation to all producing states. It was at that point that a lot of us are now calling to question all other governments that where is the money that actually are put to your state? What have you used it for? So when you look at that from that, the guy has performed, and someone like that has the capability to actually deliver. Let me go to the next person. Let's look at El-Rufai. El-Rufai, we all know what he did in Abuja, and you currently know what he did in Kaduna. When you look at Kaduna State did not just emerge as the maybe the second highest internal generating revenue state in Nigeria. He was someone that actually has sat down, look at ways to actually further develop the revenue generating capacity of the state. And you can't just say someone like that is not worthy to be on the list. If we are saying it's about competence and performance, these people that made the list, they actually deserve to actually make the list. And also, when you look at David Umar, Ebonyi State is not what Ebonyi State used to be. And Ebonyi State is more like the lowest ranked state in the southeast. But when you look at the infrastructural development in that state within the time of his reign, it's not something that we can just push aside, despite the fact of the meager revenue that accrues to the state. So if you look at that from that light, I will not say it's only rewarding loyalty. It's also rewarding loyalty, but he's trying to actually pick the best among those that were loyal to him.
Okay, Mr. Ajayi, I want to bring your attention to something. I have ears and eyes that are on ground in Port Harcourt. Some people are saying that the developmental projects that we're seeing, the infrastructure project that we're seeing in Port Harcourt, are not reflecting the human capacities and development in the state. Some people are saying, yes, the governor has done so well. That's former governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State did so well when it comes to infrastructure development, but unemployment in the state is skyrocketing. They still have youth who are left with nothing to do. For a governor that has been assigned to be a minister, but then again could not in a way, now these are people saying now, not my opinion though, that could not in a way put the economic system of a state in good condition. That on one hand. Let's come to Kaduna State now. Some people are also saying that if a governor, the former governor now, who was at the ends of affair of a particular state for 8 years, could not solve the issue of insecurity in a state, what makes him qualified to be a minister? And the same thing goes for other governors on that list. And some Nigerians are of the view that these people are recycled politicians. They've been governors. Some of them are currently serving senators and members of the House of Representatives. Why should we have such people? Can't we have fresh faces, new minds with fresh brains? Your thoughts on this?
Okay, thank you very much. If you look at it, Pascal, I think we are getting many things. Let's be honest. The key job of the government is not return of employment. The key job of government is to provide the enabling environment for businesses to thrive.
Yeah.
And the key job of the government is to provide infrastructure for businesses to actually to operate.
Okay.
Now, if you go back to the issue of River State, to some extent, the governor have been able to provide these infrastructures that is needed for companies to start looking at River State as a destination to site their businesses. Now that you already see that, the infrastructure development in a particular state, you are looking at road network is great, you are looking at power system is great, and you are looking at two more other things that actually make business to actually thrive easily. If those things are in the state, what it will do is that it will lure investors to those states to actually be able to start business. And at the end of the day, what the end goal will be actually to create employment for people. So the fact that, we are seeing, people are not employed, people are not doing this. The key thing is the government needs to provide infrastructure, and that's the key part of their key mandate. It's not the duty of the government cannot employ everybody in the state. What the government to do is provide an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. You have to ensure there's security in the state. You have to ensure there's social amenities in the state, and you have to ensure that two other things, that businesses, even the laws that actually govern business in your state, must be very subtle to actually encourage investment and encourage business to thrive in the state. And some of those are the things that needs to be in the state. Not that we are expecting the government to actually employ the whole of the state. That is not possible. And that's the issue on the use of Wiki. When you look at the issue on El-Rufai, I will agree with you that El-Rufai failed in terms of insecurity and COVID in Kaduna. When you look at the issue in Kaduna is long-standing. It has always been the issue between the northern Kaduna and the southern Kaduna. And I think that the government fall short of expectations by not being able to actually stand in the gap and ensure that both parties actually settle discussions and everything actually goes down. But if you look at it in terms of the other aspects, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of being able to be being a visionary, El-Rufai tick other boxes. And by the way, you cannot bring in El-Rufai in to be the Minister of Defense. That is not his core. When you bring in someone like El-Rufai in to actually function in the area that is his strength, someone like Wike, I'm not expecting you to bring Wike in as Attorney General of the state or of the country. I expect you to bring Wike in as someone like maybe Minister of Water and Housing. In that state, that looks more like his capability, that looks more like his strength. In that state, it is easier for you to take advantage of people's strength. And when you look at the list, you cannot have total list that is filled with technocrats. Let's just be honest. To some extent, we have some level of technocrats like Wale Edun on the list that we know that they are top technocrats, and that's a laudable one. But don't let us think that we have list that is award full technocrats. And this leads to some extent. We have some politicians, and that's what I said. The politicians that we have on this list, they are not total failure. If you want to pick one or two governors in the last era, I doubt you will pick any without calling this Wike and El-Rufai.
All right, time is really not our friend now, but we have so much to contend with. Let's see how we can manage all of this with the little time available to us now. You started the agenda setting already, and you know already the strength and the weakness of some of these nominees on the ministerial list. Let's do some agenda setting now. Now, let's take, for example, okay, based on speculations and rumors we're getting, that the president has signed former governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State the portfolio of Minister of Works, and then former governor of Kaduna State, based on what we're hearing, allegations, those speculations and rumors, to be the Minister of Energy, a new ministry that will be created. And then we have Professor Bate as Minister of Health, and then we have Wale Edun, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. Now, let's do some agenda setting now. What are your expectations, and do you think that these guys, if given these portfolios, will deliver on it?
As in, I can bet that I trust these guys will deliver. And one of the reasons that, look at Wike, for example, we just analyzed Wike, what he did, what he did in Rivers State. His core is project, developing economy. So it means that actually sadly someone like that with that responsibility, he will deliver. Someone like El-Rufai was the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And we saw what El-Rufai did in Abuja.
Okay.
I remember how people were cursing El-Rufai. Some people even were praying that El-Rufai would die within that year.
Okay.
But now people go to Abuja. People now can be proud of what is happening in Abuja. They forgot that someone actually sweated that out.
Okay.
And it's with someone like that being saddled with the same another responsibility of actually turning a crude sector into a revenue generating sector.
Okay.
I'm very sure he has the capability to deliver that. I'm telling you very much of that. He has what it takes to deliver. And don't let them even go back. We are talking about Wale Edun. You and I know that this guy is an expert in that way. It's like you putting that peg in the lamp hole.
Okay.
We know be the outcome. And also we are talking about Professor Patton. And we all know what's happening in the health sector currently. We are seeing a lot of doctors leaving the shore of Nigeria into another territory just because of what's happening. But when you bring an expert of such magnitude into that sector, we will see total overhaul in that sector.
Right.
And the aim of what we see is that that will stop the health tourism that's actually becloud our country. Okay, we need to wrap up now, but two questions, and let's see if we can do justice to them in 1 minute, 60 minutes now. No portfolios have been assigned to the ministerial nominees yet, but with the personalities and their strengths and weaknesses you've highlighted, what kind of policy direction is the Bola Tinubu-led administration tilting towards? That's one. And secondly, the Senate, I believe, will be grilling these nominees today. What kind of grilling process are you looking forward to? Your thoughts on this in 1 minute. I think I will start from the last question. Okay. I think one of the that actually one of the things that actually felt that was not done right is was not attaching their portfolio to it, because what that would do is that the question that will be asked from most of these people will be more like managerial questions, exactly, more than technical questions. Okay, that actually do with the actual portfolio that person that is saddled with. So I feel that henceforth we should find a way to always ensure that whoever is nominated for any portfolio, whatever portfolio such person is nominated from, must be attached to. So what that would do is that we will help the National Assembly to actually be able to actually ask the right question from some of them. And secondly, when you look at back to your first question in terms of what is the policy direction, the policy direction is to actually grow the economy. If you look at what, and also another thing is to grow the capacity of the country to actually generate revenue, and those are the key points that I see from the list of people that actually listed on the ministerial list. As always, Oladipo Ajayi, Head of Fixed Income and FX at Chapel Hill, and I'd like to say a big thank you for your insight, analysis, always on macroeconomic issues. Thank you for your time on the program this morning. You're most welcome.